Good morning to all my friends out in Saudi Arabia. I said that I would do a short film to let you know where we're up to and everything, and just to make sure that you understand that you're not forgotten out there. Um, okay, I'm still getting applications. I got 2 applications, I believe, yesterday. This is very gratifying for me. I've got to tell you that I'm getting so much interest from so far away, and I have the highest hopes for this course. So if you know anybody else who wants to join by September, then that's fine. Tell them to get in touch. And the other thing that I was thinking, ladies, is that your manager or your education manager, if you would think, I don't know whether you think this would be a good idea, but if it's worthwhile me speaking to your manager or getting someone from my university to speak to your manager, then maybe we can expand the scope of this experiment to take in some more people. I don't know. The technology's all there. It's simply a question now of numbers, really. So yeah, I'm still getting an application. Now, one thing I'm curious about with you all is that you were, according to our registration department, you were all sent forms. I know that you must be sick of forms now, but you were all sent forms by email, which include a link to our what they call electronic registration. And what the electronic registration will do is it's an electronic form. You just click on a link, and then it will ask you for a lot of the information that you've previously given us about your educational background and all that. And you may well think that that this is a repetition, and it is. It's a university-wide. It's not our courses. It's a university-wide form. But the minute that you fill that form in and return it, you will overnight be registered to go on our courses. Although you've applied for our courses, none of you yet are registered because you haven't filled in our electronic registration form. So when you fill that form in, then you will appear on my course list. And when the course becomes available, you'll be able to access it immediately. Now, I'll come back to this in just a moment and you'll see how important it is. The other thing that I've noticed is that I was rather hoping that I could keep in touch with you informally on my telephone by the Facebook group that I set up, Distant Friends. Distant Friends, all one word. And only 2 have agreed to do that so far. Now, perhaps you don't like Facebook, I don't know, but it's a good way of keeping in touch. And I find it very useful on other courses, particularly for staying in touch with students instantaneously. If I'm on a train or a bus, my phone will alert me if somebody's tried to get in touch with me on Facebook. And that's useful particularly where we are working at some distance. Everybody seems very anxious about the question of payment. Don't worry about payment. The university will tell you precisely how to pay. The course fees have gone up a little this year. They're not the same as what they were last year, but that's just life, I'm afraid. I wish it wasn't the case, but there you are. Right, next thing. Although the course officially starts, I think it's on the 9th of September, as soon as it's technically feasible, what I want to do, it's not technically feasible yet, what I want to do is to put up the first of the lessons, and this will enable you to test all your systems. It will enable you to test your sound. It will enable you to see, whether the connection is good enough. It will enable you to see, what works and what doesn't. Now, I intend to do this just as quickly as possible, but currently the university is having a little bit of problem technically, we've just gone over to Microsoft Office 2013, and at the moment, it isn't really speaking very well to Blackboard, which is where all your lessons are kept. Now, I understand that this technical problem will be fixed today, which is the 13th of August. But I can never rely on this 100%. You know, I'm just assuming that everything's gone smoothly. But as soon as the technical issues have been resolved, I will be putting the first lesson up for you to test everything. Now, this brings me back to my point about registration. Until the registration form is filled in properly, you won't have a proper username and password. So look back through your emails from Jane Duckworth and fill the form in, send it off, and we're ready to go. Now then, on the specific point, those of you who are doing the cardiac course first, cardiac care, well, I have added some stuff that added some stuff to the course more, and I'm seeking to find more stuff. I'm approaching more people to help me with developing more lessons. But the materials that we've got are all based on the chapters of Comprehensive Coronary Care by Nigel Jowett and Professor David Thompson. But I have to say that when I'm looking at these things now, it's starting to look a little bit old-fashioned in that we straddle in the course the thrombolytic era with now the percutaneous angioplasty era. So I'm seeking to modernise all my materials, the actual content. I'm seeking to build up extra content. And the other thing that I'm seeking to do is I'm seeking to make the courses all iPad compatible. Currently, they work best on PCs. And the reason for that is that we use flash technology for most of the course materials that we use. And Apple and the Adobe Corporation, which produce Flash, don't really speak at the highest levels. There's a big argument going on between them. It's got nothing whatsoever to do with us. It's just that Apple phones and iPads don't really accept Flash technology. So if you try to get on the course through an iPad, currently, at the moment, you'll find that the course kind of goes blank. Well, I'm experimenting with a different type of software now that will enable both PCs and iPads to use our materials successfully. I'm still experimenting. All this technology is brand new. Things seem to change by the week. And just bear with me. You know, I'm doing my best at my end. And there is me and a couple of technicians. It isn't a big, massive corporation. This isn't Microsoft you're talking about. This is me and a couple of very gifted technicians doing our best with resources that constantly seem to change from underneath us. So, smashing to talk to you again. It's just under 1 month to go. Get your registration forms in just as quickly as you possibly can. And you know where I am at the end of email. So don't be scared to get in touch. Bye everybody.